cousins. I know you could kind of hear a different cadence in my voice because it's usually hot, sexy, and sultry. But your girl's coming off of catching a cold, and it whooped my ass last night. Hence why there was nothing posted. And so on my PTO day, I said, let me go ahead and give the cousins something they could chew on because tomorrow is the usual, not really review. Amongst other things, I'm trying to take out spooky season on a high note, whoop de whoop de whoop. So if I'm a little foggier than usual, charge it to my head, not to my heart. See, you heard that pause? That's that foggy shit. So it ain't gonna be too much shenanigans, especially with this. So Devon Dudley claims Ku Klux Klan invaded wrestling and confirms retirement. In recent interview with Video Gamer, Devon Dudley claims the KKK invaded wrestling. He said, and I quote, I've said this before and I say it again. The Klan wore sheets on their heads. The KKK wore sheets over their heads. And I felt that a lot of those Klan members made their way into wrestling, traded in their sheets for suits. It was definitely a behind the scenes thing. I dealt with it, certainly higher ups, like MVP said. He went on to say, I dealt with that certain higher up that told me to my face they don't like me because of the color of my skin. And they work for other organizations now, and this person knows who he is. I have no respect. No, excuse me. I have no respect for that person. I don't really care for him. Now that he's not in the position that he once was, I really don't care for him. Devon went on to say, I was looking to become a producer. I was looking to become a wrestler. And the only reason why my agent even contacted them was because of the fact that I left WWE and wanted to still do the agent role. But my sons were there at the time, and I was going to try to do anything I could to help my sons out. I expressed to Tony that I didn't want to wrestle. He kept pushing it. He would have loved me to go out there and do a couple things, maybe be a manager, maybe do a 6-man. And I told him, I said, if I do a 6-man, let me know now. I'll be on the apron and the boys are going to do all the work. I told him I don't want to wrestle anymore, and he wasn't taking no for an answer. He couldn't get that through his head. He was like stringing me along, even though I kept telling him I don't want to wrestle. To say I basically kept emphasizing that I wanted to be a producer. I did not want to wrestle. I wanted to work behind the scenes. And he kept asking me if I wanted to wrestle and get back in the ring. And I'm like, dude, you're not getting what I'm saying. I don't want to wrestle. I just want to be a producer. I want to help my sons. I want to get them where they are like Billy Gunn with his sons. I've done everything in my career. I don't need that. He just wasn't taking no for an answer. I've had 3 meetings with him and all 3 were a bust. Devon went on to say he isn't a fan of AEW as a whole, and he would never have his final match there. He said, I would not have done it for AEW because I just don't think AEW was ever a fit for the Dudleys. For other people, probably yes, but for me, not the Dudleys. I don't know if I felt comfortable. There was just certain things about the organization. I love the talent. I think the talent is great. There's no question about that. But there's a feeling that certain people in the organization that call the shots, I'm not a fan of them. And Tony Khan lets that happen. So, Devon went on to say, I don't think I ever would have been able to take place in AEW, my retirement match. I've got nothing against AEW as a company. I've got nothing against Tony Khan. I just don't like the way the organization is run, and that's about it. Again, I got friends over there, and it's a good time. Devon also confirmed that the Dudleys and the Hardys was going to do their thug thizzle, whoop the whoop the whoop. Now, JR, good old JR, who called some of the best matches, did some of the best commentary, for most of us, is the sound of our childhood when it comes to the WWE. The Oklahoma Sooner with the 10-gallon hat on is a racist. Who would have guessed? Who'd have thunk it? Who knew? Well, it has been confirmed, okay? Devon confirmed that it was JR. How was it confirmed? He said, listen, did I come out and say 10-gallon hat? Yes. Did Maven let the cat out the bag? Yes. Was it JR? Yes. I did have a problem with JR back then. I didn't know why. I'm not angry at the man today. I know he's dealing with health issues. And to show you where I'm at in my life now, I pray that God heals his body. But I was disappointed when he said that. And he said it to me back then. And yes, I was. I don't wish the man no harm or illness. I was very hurt, very bothered by what he said on two separate occasions. And just like I've said about Hogan, I don't ask anyone to forget, but you do have to forgive. And I've forgiven him in my heart. I haven't talked to him and I haven't seen him. I don't say anything when I do see him because he's never come to apologize. He might just say he doesn't remember, and that's fine. So, let's have the conversation. This sounds like a Sunday conversation, but it's a Thursday conversation. JR gets a pass because, again, he made a lot of us wrestling fans in the 90s, 2000s feel good until he couldn't do it no more. Okay? Somebody made a very good point that this isn't the first time that JR was brought to the table. R-Truth said out his mouth that JR told him straight up he's not putting the heavyweight title on a black male wrestler. And R-Truth was like, well, I didn't take it as racism. I just took it as being honest. And considering there's only been 6 who fit the description, one of whom is The Rock, we could put an asterisk. He probably was right. Every other black champ besides The Rock has held it only 1 to 2 times.
That's the best thing I can remember. Jim Ross was like a John Wayne to me, man. Jim Ross and Bruce Pritchard were the only 2 guys in this sport that ever told me that wrestling is still a white man's sport.
Really?
Yes.
Well, how did they even bring that up in conversation to you?
Well, Jim brought up in conversation when I was going to sign a developmental contract with him. And it was like, wrestling still is pretty much a white man's sport, But with any great team, if you got a basketball team with all white guys, you got a Michael Jordan on the team, Michael Jordan's going to stand out. So who wants you to be out Michael Jordan in WWF? Ah, shit. You cooking that up real good, Jim. Yeah, I like that. Let me be Michael Jordan then.
Well, why do you think he even brought that up to you, that kind of scenario?
Probably the racist is here. Jim Ross's office is nothing but John Wayne everywhere. The hat, the life-size fucking poster, the life-size stand-up dummy, the awards John Wayne has gotten. Jim Ross is John Wayne to the bone.
Yeah.
Probably that got a lot to do with his racism. Bruce Pritchard brought it up to me in Memphis when I was in developmental. And he was letting me know that they was going to put me with Road Dogg, but, I can't get in as much trouble as Road Dogg get in because wrestling still, just saying, predominantly white. Why he brought it up, I don't know.
You mean outside the ring trouble?
Outside the ring trouble.
Yeah. That's how
I didn't give a damn. Y'all pay me some money. I don't care about I've never been racist. Don't care about the racist shit. Say what you want to say. We want in out there.
Yeah.
But Road Dogg got pissed. Road Dogg cussed him out for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your reaction when you're sitting in Jim Ross's office and he says something like that to you?
My honest reaction is it's weird to see somebody that's working for a company that's made such head waves and fucking elevated wrestling and sports entertainment to its speed, to have somebody in that corporation to speak like that. I never would have thought of wrestling had racism or prejudice in it until I heard that.
Yeah. Did you find any other, I guess you didn't really come across that much other racism up until that point?
None but Jim Ross and Bruce Pritchard.
Really?
Nothing after that.
Okay, nothing from the...
Weird to see somebody that's working for a company that's made such head waves. It ain't fucking funny. You're a black man in a man's sport. You're a man in a man's sport. And he said, let me call you back. I said, whoa, what you finna do? He said, I'm finna call Bruce and cuss him the fuck out. I said, no. I said, that's our boss. I said, don't do that.
So he's talking about Road Dogg, defended him. I'm not patting Road Dogg on the back. So y'all, we can forget that. Because Road Dogg, this is the thing. Every 5 steps forward, they take 25 steps back. So he participated in a bunch of bullshit that he shouldn't have been participating in, but he on the back end defended his friend. And this is the problem with a lot of these conversations. Oh, you a good black. You ain't like them other blacks. That was R-Truth, by the way. I'm sure everybody recognized that he was a young man trying to do the best he could with what he had. Y'all go get these, out the jail. Everybody's struggling and shit, and then you come hit them with this bullshit. I'm not even shocked by what Devon said. I'm not shocked at all. My thing is, I'm tired of people telling me and other wrestling fans, black wrestling fans, to get over some shit. I'm tired of the gaslighting. And so, like I said in the last conversation, our Sunday conversation about the N-word usage and how to get over and all this other shit from the Kevin Owens stuff, I'm just going to chalk you up as a racist. That's it. Because if I sit here and I try to rationalize and try to figure out what the fuck is going on, I'm not even about to do it no more. You racist. You can sit across someone who you can see R-Truth actually respected this dude. Just like everybody. We all, I would say, respect JR. Even put him, if you had a commentator's fucking Mount Rushmore, JR would be up there. And to know this man is so fucking racist. But you know what? I should have known. Old school cowboy hat, elderly from Oklahoma. What else? Bruce Pritchard. It's not saying, oh, it's a white man's sport. You didn't have to say it. And what's fucked up is this is a sport, not even a sport. Fuck all that. This is a scripted situation. If you want them, you write them in. When Paul Levinsky walked up to Jay and said, I'm going to put you over, I'm going to put you over. There's no reason why R-Truth couldn't represent this company. And we're going to talk about Ron Killings. We're going to talk about Ron Killings in a retrospect, so look out for that. There's no reason why Kofi Kingston couldn't get a second round at that title. It's disheartening, it's disgusting, it's tiresome. It is. And I mean, honestly, there's not too much else to say. It really, really sucks. It sucks. It sucks as a black wrestling fan to have to hear stuff like this. And the only reason why people like, oh, well, it's because he got Bell's palsy, his wife passed, and that cancer eating his ass up. I'm not giving no passes. I'm not. I'm tired. I'm tired of it. I just want to enjoy some shit without being bombarded and inundated with racist undertones and whatever else you got packed up in your ass. If it ain't coming from the White House, if it ain't coming from the public and society, it got to come from the one thing that we all said we enjoyed: pro wrestling. Saying, well, it was that time. I'm tired. You racist. Congratulations. Now I know I'm going to move accordingly. That's it. I'm not even about to sit here and be shocked. I'm not going to be floored. I'm not going to, go on and on about it. I'm going to bring you the news. It's JR. Good old JR. And you know how I know he was right about the KKK being all up and through shit? Look at this goddamn WWE now. Look at it. Bold. Deep. So when I say those allegations ain't coming up off that motherfucker, the Air Max will remain in the pressed position. Y'all get in the comments.